All right, well, hello. Good God. It's been it feels like it's been 5 years since I've done a video. I'm here with coffee, not at 4 a.m., more like 2 p.m. But life's been and I think that's kind of for everybody. I think it's just kind of the super swimming in at the moment, certainly here in America. We've got the election. We just had the Olympics. Obviously, the whole world had that, but we have sort of this world that's continuing to destabilize. You got Ukraine, you got Gaza, you've got a lot of different opinions about everything, assassination attempts, and then everything that's happening, like that's like macro. And then that's the context like we're living our lives in. And at the micro level, there's just been a lot of also feels like chaos, intensity. I keep going back to Abraham saying, people ask, is it normal when you start studying this for all hell to break loose in your life? And that's kind of how it's been feeling. The moments where I feel like I'm really getting it are unprecedented. I think I've shared some of those. There's been plenty of lower moments as well. I think I've shared those. But I'm beginning to understand at a deeper level, I think, not that the why matters, but the journey my inner being is sort of taking me on in response to what I'm asking for specifically. And I'm beginning to understand that that's not going to be everybody's journey. There's one specifically that I'm asking for in my sort of vortex and have for a long time. And of course, there's enough in our vortex to stay busy, for 20 or 30 lifetimes, but there does become a syncing up. I mean, not a sinking, but like a syncing up with SY and C, with the journey. So what's come to my attention over the last year is the roller coaster of conditional living. And that's really what I feel this first lesson is about, and why all hell breaks loose. Not only because you're changing your vibration and your intention and your understanding, and my focus is different when things occur. I can't say it's translated a ton into my ability to change how I feel if I'm in a down spot. If anything, I probably judge myself worse and keep myself worse, like down there longer. However, that is shifting. And like I said, that my understanding is much better. And the results you get when you're hanging out down there and can't get out teach you about why you're getting what you're getting, how you're doing it, and that you really just don't want to wallow because you don't want wallowing results. That's really what it comes down to. But certain things, it's very difficult. I mean, I lost my bunny again, last week, not again. I lost my male bunny. So we went on this beautiful honeymoon this year. Obviously, I shared with you a lot of the difficulties around New Year's and Christmas were challenging, but then we went on this beautiful honeymoon, and then it started with all these pets dying, and my parents' dog passed, and then my bunny passed, my buck male, and he was my first bunny. He was older, and then I was really sad about that, sad about Mother's Day, and a lot of things happening, of course, but then I watched my grand bunny for a month. That was really fun. And right at the end, my bunny was due to have babies because I had the new buck. And we were so excited. And then she passed away. She had 3 little babies and then passed away. And that was very traumatic the last couple weeks. We ended up having several orphaned baby bunnies that I've never had to hand feed or hand nurse baby bunnies. She's always done that work. So you realize you want to call yourself a bunny lady or a bunny breeder. Well, not until you've certainly been through I've certainly leveled up in my bunny knowledge, and as a bunny lady in the last few weeks, but it's been painful, hard one experience. You don't want the stakes to be that high when you're a beginner on the learning curve. So we had 3 baby bunnies at first and we lost one. And probably just because I didn't have the right tools fast enough and he didn't get enough food. I mean, we don't know. He was the smallest, but my mom came out early, thankfully. She's been here. She was going to come visit, and she came early and got the right tools and the right syringes. And so suddenly my life has been very much, we were up like every 2 hours feeding for a bit. It's been very bunny centric. So another reason I haven't made a video. So my mom's been here and we've been focused on saving these little lives, and we're getting there. I think we're over most hurdles. We need to get them on solid food, but turns out the bunny biome is very complicated. and they eat their mother's poo and all this stuff to get these appropriate bacteria. So obviously we're subbing a bacteria used for newborns and orphans of several species. And so that should help, but they're doing well. But it's been quite a journey. A lot of learning, but a lot of pain too. But I think what's come to me is, especially with losing the animals, I remember when I was young that I really, and I think I mentioned this in a brief video that I posted, but I really wanted to come to peace with death because I lost a little guinea pig or some little animal I had, and I was so distraught as a young little being, and I wanted to understand and make peace with it. And so I think a piece of my specific journey this last year is, one, to see the powerlessness in conditional living, right? You roller coaster up, yay, things are great. Then things aren't. You roller coaster down, you roller coaster up, and you roller coaster down, you roller coaster. And it's like, I understand why conditional living is not effective. Like, you never get traction. Life just constantly hands you something different. My hair is actually really cute, but I haven't curled it yet today. But you get the futility of that. There needs to be, if you want to get any kind of momentum or consistency, a way to move around conditional living. And so I think that's one reason that all hell breaks loose too. It's like, you have to learn that it's worth it to get control of the emotional state. But there's a lot of layers to that. There's a lot of belief systems to shift. So I understand now a lot more why it's a progressive journey. And then, of course, we all have different hats and personalities. And sometimes I'm feisty and ornery. And, you just, sometimes you're peaceful and loving and open and sad. And it's just been, and these last weeks have been so meaty and intense. And so I've just really been in the experience and processing it and being with my mom, who's upstairs, that I want to go spend the day with. And I'm starting grad school next week. Plus I have my 2-year wedding anniversary next week. Like, there's been so much. I mean, I could go on and on about all the different things playing in the space and what's happening and impacting me and processing the gifts in life. It's been amazing to be in so much pain, but still feel blessed. I'm so grateful my mom has been here. She's helped so much. My husband kind of spun out, but he's come back and he's helping. And it's interesting to feel part of a team or a family trying to get through something challenging and learn and grow together. And I know it's brought us all closer. Then we started looking at this business brokerage sort of websites, looking at commercial real estate. We found this beautiful resort thing. It's in beginner stages, I would say, but up in Idaho, and we've been kicking around how we would love to do that. I mean, there's been a nice change in direction of being future focused, but you break down to break through. It hasn't been fun to break down the way we have, but it's the power of family too, because having my mom here and having her engage is very helpful with her wisdom. But of course it's also hard because you have someone in your space, and sometimes you're defensive and sometimes it's a different energy. So it's been a rich time, I guess is what I'm coming on to say. A rich time. And I'm grateful. So with that, I do have a day to get to. So I'm going to have a couple more sips of my coffee. And then I'm going to do a reading because it'd be good for all of us. See you in a sec.